All right, what's up, guys? It's Mark Parson, cornerback pro, former NFL cornerback of the Houston Texans and New Orleans Saints, and now I'm coaching you guys. All right, so I got some practice footage of the Tennessee Vols, and one of the reasons why I like to show this, because I'm gonna let it roll through some of these clips and one-on-ones drill. But one of the reasons I like to show this is because I want you guys, my high school guys, to see how Division 1A guys look, how they practice, how they move, what the practice field looks like, all of that. My goal is to spark your imagination and for you to learn how to put yourself in their shoes, and how would you guard this guy, or how would you move on this route? It doesn't really matter. I want you to see it. All right, I want you to see it as much as possible. Okay. Now, there's a couple things I have noticed since I've been watching a lot of college film lately. A couple of college coaches that I consult with, that I help, and just watch film and give suggestions. And then I have some college players at the Division 1A level that I'm helping and watching film as well. Now, here's the thing: the one-on-ones. I want to ask you before I let this ride. If you had, and it's a simple question, if you had one move. Okay. If you just had one move, matter of fact, let's talk about basketball. I like basketball. Let's say if you had one little crossover. So that crossover, it's your bread and butter, but it's the only move you have. After a while, especially going against guys on your team, the same team, because they practice against you every day. If you had that one move, that's all you had. It's, what do you think will happen over a period of time? They're going to shut it down, especially the guys on your squad who go against you every single day, because it's all you got. It's all I got. And this goes for receivers too. If you have one release, and I always talk about having the bread and butter, but the bread and butter means you have multiple. So if you have one release and you go against the same cornerbacks every day, they're gonna be like, okay, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that. Bam. You know what I mean? It's like, I got you. I figured it out. Now, when you get to the next level, guys watching film, they're like, okay, he does this. This is his tendency. What is the tendency report, coach? Well, what is it releases? He does this. And that's all he has. He has one tool, just one, in his tool belt. You know what I mean? So that's number one. It's very important that as DBs, as corners, in our press, okay? Because I'm talking about press man in this one, all right? If you do the same thing every single time, receiver's going to have his way with you, okay? Because he does not have to think. He already knows what you're going to do. And I always talk about letting these guys, and I'm going to let it roll now. I always talk about, and it didn't show the press release at the beginning, but I always talk about, look, man, this one of the best ways to slow these fast jokers down is by making them think more at the line, okay? It's extremely important. And if you only have one move, they're going to have their way with you. They don't really have to think much. Also, my high school guys, notice when these guys are beat, you got beat at the line. They're not looking back too early. I'm talking on the deep ball. So let's say right here, we basically we just open up and running with guys, receivers like that. But I just wanted to mention that. That's number one. We got to have more techniques, and that's where I come in. That's why, my goal is to teach you. That was a good shuffle right there. I would like to get a strike in there somehow. But good head whip. Great head whip right there. Don't look back too early. Bad ball. If that was an NFL quarterback, that's going to be a completion because he's going to throw it to the outside shoulder. I'm telling you. playing against Drew Brees and Matt Schaub for a couple years, you'll start to notice. I notice also, safety. Good job. When you're playing outside, when you're playing off man in the safety position, it's really smart to play outside shade. You understand what you're doing. You got different techniques for that. But back to what I was saying. I'm gonna let this ride. You really need multiple techniques. Now, here's one of the techniques that I noticed that a lot of the college guys aren't using. They're not going back and forth between. See, like if you watch all these guys' press releases, they're not going back and forth between aggressive and passive. Okay? Never undercut the post. We always talk about that. Never, ever, 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 ever undercut the post into the last second. I've been with Billy McMullen a lot, and he's a wide receiver nation. So I'm learning so much from him about receivers which is one of the reasons why I want you guys to play receiver. If you're a cornerback, play receiver, go both ways. He talks about on that post how he's like, make the quarterback throw you open. So he's talking about not bending that route, not going towards the defender like the safety, but he's talking about like, let the quarterback throw you open. So with that mindset, I'm like, yo, you definitely can't undercut the post, you know? So you got to make sure you go through the upfield shoulder. But back to what I was saying, you got to have the tools, man. You got to know different press releases, because once you have different press releases, now you can have a bread and butter. It's like, okay, well, I'm really, really good at this. This is what I feel mostly comfortable with, right? And now one of the things that I have noticed in the guys' press releases in college, there's nobody, like, I would say one of my best favorite techniques to get confidence is a strike and get back to balance. Because I'm able to get my hands on the guys. Like, I'm able to control the situation a little bit more. See, I always talk about not letting the receiver dictate what's going to happen. So, like, if we don't make him think. Now, what do you mean by making him think, coach? What do you mean? Look, when we get to the line, just don't get in your press stance, right? Just don't get in there and just be like, okay, I'm staring. Like right here, look at this. He does get. Look, man, I got to make him think. Now, that was decent coverage, but I got to make him think a little bit more. Outside kick step, good head whip again, like I said earlier, but I got to make him think a little bit more, man. So here's what you can do. Let me give you an example. All the college press releases that I've seen, almost every single one, and I've watched a lot of college film lately, okay? Every single one, I may see a jump jam in there, but I see no strike, like no strike and get back to balance. Now, I did see one of the, I think the kid's name was Max, and then this is in the Nike opening, Nike opening. And man, I saw a wonderful strike and get back to balance, yo. So wonderful. See, what this does is this gets the receiver thinking. So let's say on one play, I do, okay, I'm going to do a strike and get back to balance. Bam, pop him, get back to balance, and the receiver's like, oh, shoot. And then the next play, so that's an aggressive technique, right? Bam, get your feet back to balance, get in your shuffle, and make sure you squeeze, yada, yada, yada. Now, on the next play, what do you think he may look for? He's like, oh man, this, he's a little aggressive on it. He's gonna strike me right here. So I'm gonna probably have to do this and do that. So now he's thinking about that, and then that's when you soft shoot. You know? So now he slowed himself up and you gave him a little ground. So now he's like, oh, I thought he was gonna do this. Okay, now I can get my route. You understand what I'm saying? You're slowing him down because he's thinking a lot. And then the next play, you can fake like you're gonna jump jam him, take a step back. Next play, side, you know what I mean? So you got all these different techniques. Not saying that I want you to be confused because you're thinking too much, but I'm saying you got to make him think. You dictate the receiver in one-on-ones because he doesn't know what you're gonna do. He's like, I don't know, I don't know what he's gonna do. But if you just get in there, if you just everybody just get in there, line up, do a soft shoe or a kick step, it's like they just know what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? So now they have the upper hand. That's I've been looking for that one. They have the upper hand. You see, like right here, he's like, okay, I'm just gonna speed release inside because and run this curl, and he didn't finish. Gotta finish. And I want this video to really make sense. I'm attempting to really get you to understand what I'm saying. Look, right here. He's on the line. Probably the ball's on the line. Make sure you're on sides. Man, strike that dude if you're inside. If you want to be inside shade him, bam. Just throw it out there. And then get your feet. Your feet's going to save you. Your feet's going to protect you. So you pop him, you can step into it, and then get back. And now you disrupt the route, you get hands on him, and you set him up for the next play. Because then you can do the fake. You can do the pump fake at him and slows him down. So I really want you guys to understand what I'm saying. And I want you to practice this. Practice it. First of all, you got to know the techniques. Get the training program so I can, email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com. I have a list of them. Go through all my videos so you can see different guys doing it. Right? And then I want you to practice it over and over again. Master it against the best receivers that you can find. Okay? I have a lot of guys who are like, yo, coach, my 7-on-7 skills have improved drastically because of this, your info, right? Well, it's time for you to master it, master it, master it every single day. Rep it, rep it. Eyes, feet, hands. Eyes, feet, hands. Know all the techniques and then rep it. In his mind, he should be kind of nervous. He should be the nervous one, not us. Because we know what we're going to do. You know what I mean? We know. He should be nervous at the line. Not like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm the receiver, so I know what route I'm going to run. He should be, nah. I want you to change that mindset. He should be nervous because he's going against me. He didn't know what I'm going to do. I may just bail out of here. I may just literally turn and run and bail and have my eyes right and steal the fade. If it's a fade, if it's a slant, I'm just going to rally to it and try to strip the ball out. Or I may jump jam you. Or I may strike you. Or I may, you understand what I'm saying? Get that mindset. Get the knowledge first and then get the mindset. And then guess what happens after that? Confidence. Confidence comes. I know it. I have a whole bunch of techniques in my tool belt. What's up? And I'm going to use them. I mastered it from repetition against the best receivers available. So I want to give you that advice. Make sure you guys email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com. Get the one-on-one mastery so you can learn those techniques that I mentioned and master them. Learn how to practice it over and over again. The mind and body training program with the running program and how to go pro guide in there, catching series. Oh, by the way, I'm adding Chris Garrett, one of the freshman All-American, Ohio University, CFL Grey Cup for my ball carriers. This is good for DBs too. Because again, I'm always talking about how you need to score when you catch the ball and then kick return, punt return, some different, it's a video series that you're really going to enjoy. So I'm including that. As you can see, I'm constantly adding more value to you guys, you know. So I'm constantly adding more value. You have no choice but to get better. All I need is a desire from you. I'm not able to teach desire. That has to come from within you. But I can give you everything else. All right? So hit me up and get better today. Peace.